Mrs. Feathers. This week I'm going to go over your practice pages again with you for grammar. They are pages 11 through 14. On page 11, we are looking at compound sentences and conjunctions. The box at the top reminds us that a simple sentence expresses one complete thought. A compound sentence contains two simple sentences joined by a comma and a conjunction. And a conjunction joins words or groups of words, and the words and, but, and or are conjunctions. On this page, we're going to write whether each sentence below is simple or compound, and if it is compound, we are going to circle the conjunction. Let's do two examples together. Number 1 says, the dog barked, and I woke up instantly. I noticed that the dog barked is an independent clause, a simple sentence. I woke up instantly is also a simple sentence. So this sentence is compound. And I also need to circle my conjunction, which in this sentence is and. Number 2 says, something was tapping on my window. I notice that this sentence is only one independent clause. It doesn't have a comma and a conjunction. Therefore, this sentence is simple. You will continue these directions for 3 through 10. Page 12 is about run-on sentences. So a run-on sentence joins together two or more sentences that should be written separately. We can either write them separately or sometimes we can rewrite them as a compound sentence. On this page, we need to correct each run-on sentence below by writing it as a compound sentence. Number 1 says, the official waves the flags. The race begins. I want to write this as a compound sentence. Therefore, I am going to either add a comma and a conjunction, or I am going to use a semicolon. I am going to choose to do a comma and a conjunction. So I will write the official waves the flag, comma, and the race begins. So again, I used a comma and then the conjunction and to make this run-on sentence one compound sentence. You will use these same directions for 2 through 5. Page 13, we are taking a look again at punctuating compound sentences. So again, if we have a run-on sentence, we can correct it by using a comma and then a conjunction such as and, but, or. I can also use a semicolon. A semicolon is the key on your keyboard right next to the L. It looks like a dot and then a little comma underneath. When you use a semicolon, you do not use a conjunction. We are going to correct each run-on sentence. Some we're going to use commas, others we're going to use semicolons. We're going to do an example of both. Number 1 says, there is a concert this weekend, we want to go. I need to divide this sentence between weekend and we, and for this one I'm going to use a comma and a conjunction. For this sentence, I chose the conjunction and because it makes the most sense. There is a concert this week, and comma, and we want to go. Number 2 says, it's our favorite band, we have to see them. For this one, I'm going to use a semicolon. So I need to divide my independent clauses. It's our favorite band, semicolon, we have to see them. Again, instead of using a comma, I used a semicolon and no conjunction. You will continue these directions for 3 through 5. Your last page is page 14. Again, it's always a proofreading page for our last grammar practice. In the box at the top, it says to rewrite a run-on sentence as 2 separate sentences or as a compound sentence. Remember, we can use a comma and a semicolon. When we use a comma, we also have to use a conjunction. For this page, we're going to proofread the paragraph, and on the lines below, we will correct any run-on sentences or mistakes in punctuation. Let's take a look at the first sentence. My father drove up to the theater. I stepped out of the car. That is a run-on sentence. I need to use a comma and a conjunction to fix it. Comma, and I stepped out of the car. Let's look at the next sentence. Would it be a great show? Or would I forget all of my lines? I want to make that into one sentence, so I am going to take out that first question mark, add a comma, and a lowercase o for or. Don't forget to indent the beginning of your paragraph. You will continue working through this paragraph on your own, correcting the run-on sentences and mistakes in punctuation. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I will see you next week. Bye, 5th grade.